Have you ever had that gut feeling, that intuition telling you something wasn't right, only to ignore it and find yourself in a mess later on? Or maybe you've made decisions based on what you wanted to believe was your intuition and ended up confused and disappointed. Everyone talks about listening to your intuition, but what if you've been misinterpreting it all along? What if that inner voice you thought was your intuition was actually your ego trying to trick you? Today we're diving deep into the subtle, often confused signals of intuition versus the crafty whispers of the ego. Prepare to gain the discernment tools you've been searching for to truly navigate your spiritual path with confidence. Imagine this: you're standing at a crossroads in your life. Two paths lie before you, each promising something different. One path is well-trodden, offering stability and familiarity. The other is less traveled, beckoning you with uncertainty and the allure of the unknown. You feel drawn to the untrodden path, sensing a deeper calling within you. But then the doubts creep in. What if you're not ready for this? What if you make the wrong choice? These doubts whisper in your ear, planting seeds of fear and hesitation. And before you know it, you're frozen in indecision, unable to take the leap of faith needed to follow your heart. You end up choosing the safer, more familiar path, suppressing the desires and dreams that tugged at your soul. But as you walk along the stable road, a part of you can't help but wonder, what if? In this very moment of hesitation and confusion, we must listen closely to the language of our soul, deciphering between the whispers of intuition and the deceptive murmurs of the ego. Welcome to the channel, where we dive deep into the mysteries of the higher self, helping you awaken to your highest potential. The whisper versus the shout, your inner GPS. Let's imagine this. You're contemplating a job change. The company you work for has been a source of stress and burnout lately. Then a recruiter reaches out to you with an offer for a similar role at another firm, one that promises better pay and fewer hours. On the surface, it seems like a no-brainer. Change jobs and improve your situation. But there's a catch. You have a nagging feeling, a sense that something isn't quite right about this new opportunity. It feels like a step away from your authentic path, yet you can't quite put your finger on why. In this scenario, your intuition is like a quiet voice in the back of your mind. It's subtle, persistent, and hard to ignore. It might feel like a gentle nudge or a sudden clarity, guiding you towards what aligns with your deepest values and desires. On the other hand, your ego is the loud, insecure part of you that craves external validation and seeks to dominate and control. It wants what it wants, and it wants it now. So when the ego takes the driver's seat, it'll scream money, status, security, completely disregarding the whispers of your intuition, decoding the signals, how to tell. Oftentimes, our intuition speaks to us through feelings, and these feelings are rarely about the outcome. They're about how the journey will feel. Intuition feels expansive, calm, and aligned. Ego feels constricted, anxious, and driven by external validation. Pay close attention to how an opportunity, decision, or person makes you feel. If it feels out of integrity with who you are and what you want, then it's likely not in alignment with your intuition. Let's take a closer look at the job offer scenario. With intuition, you might feel a sense of quiet excitement, a peace that settles over you despite the nagging questions. With the ego, there's an overwhelming urge to grab the opportunity, a sense of urgency to make a quick decision before someone else takes it. Intuition is often immediate and pure. Ego involves overthinking, justification, and delay. It tries to convince you by piling up reasons and rationales, but deep down, you know those reasons aren't genuine. They're just clever excuses the ego has concocted to pursue its own selfish desires. The spiritual compass. Why this matters now. Discernment is essential now more than ever before. In today's world, there's an overwhelming amount of information bombarding us from all sides. Every day, we're faced with countless choices, each claiming to be the best path forward, and the pressure to succeed, to manifest our dreams into reality, is at an all-time high. Yet many spiritual seekers find themselves stuck in a loop of confusion and frustration. They yearn for guidance, for a clear direction, but they can't seem to tune out the noise of the ego and listen to their intuition. The ego thrives in this environment. It feeds off the constant chatter, using it as fuel to manipulate and deceive. It whispers false promises of shortcuts and guarantees, preying on our desperation for quick fixes. But here's the truth. The answers you seek reside within you, hidden beneath the layers of conditioning and programming that society and culture have imposed upon you. Your intuition, your inner compass, knows the way. It's always known the way. It doesn't need validation from the outside world. It doesn't care about what others think or say. It simply guides you towards what is true for you. Common pitfalls. Mistaking one for the other. When it comes to the ego, it's important to watch out for common pitfalls that can easily lead us astray. One such pitfall is falling victim to FOMO, the fear of missing out. The ego loves to exploit this fear, disguising it as an intuitive urge to explore new opportunities. Suddenly, you feel compelled to attend an event you really don't want to go to pursue a career path that doesn't align with your values, or to start a relationship that feels forced and insincere. But deep down, you know better. You feel the dissonance between your true desires and the actions the ego is urging you to take. It's in these moments of internal conflict that discernment becomes crucial. Recognizing FOMO as a mere projection of the ego's insatiable desires allows you to break free from its grasp and stay true to your authentic self. Another pitfall is mistaking societal shoulds and external expectations for divine guidance. The ego thrives on validation and approval from others. It feeds on the belief that you must conform to certain standards and meet the expectations set by society, family, and friends. As a result, you may find yourself constantly questioning whether the decisions you're making are the right ones. You feel torn between the desires of your heart and the demands of the external world. But remember, true intuition comes from within. It doesn't care about what others think or expect of you. It doesn't bow down to societal pressures or conform to external expectations. It simply guides you towards what is true for you. By tuning into your intuition, you can break free from the shackles of external expectations and embrace the freedom that comes from living life on your own terms. Self-sabotage is another tactic the ego uses to keep you stuck. Fearful of vulnerability, the ego will convince you to play it safe, to avoid taking risks or pursuing your dreams for fear of failure or rejection. But by doing so, you'll never truly know what you're capable of. You'll never experience the joy of pursuing your passions or the fulfillment of living a life that's true to who you are. True intuition, on the other hand, is fearless. It doesn't shy away from vulnerability or avoid taking risks. It embraces the unknown with curiosity and courage, knowing that every step, whether it leads to success or failure, brings you closer to your true purpose, cultivating your intuitive power. If you're ready to cultivate your intuitive power and discern between the whispers of your soul and the deceptive murmurs of the ego, consider these simple daily practices. First, make time for mindfulness. Dedicate a few moments each day to sit in silence and observe your thoughts without judgment. This practice helps you connect with your inner self and tune out the noise of the ego. Second, start a journal. Writing can be a powerful tool for self-discovery and personal growth. As you write down your thoughts, feelings, and experiences, you'll start to recognize patterns and gain clarity on what truly matters to you. Third, spend time in nature. The natural world is a powerful source of healing and rejuvenation. Surrounding yourself with trees, water, and open spaces can help you feel grounded and connected to something greater than yourself. In addition to these daily practices, take some time to reflect on your past decisions. Look back on times when you followed your intuition and times when you listened to your ego. What were the outcomes? How did you feel afterwards? By understanding your own patterns, you'll be better equipped to make future decisions with clarity and confidence. Remember, your intuition is a powerful ally on your spiritual journey. It's your inner compass guiding you towards what is true for you. By cultivating your intuitive power and learning to discern between the whispers of your soul and the deceptive murmurs of the ego, you'll be able to navigate life's challenges with grace and ease. So start today. Commit to tuning in to your intuition, listening to the wisdom of your body, and embracing the fullness of your being. Trust that you have the power to create a life that is truly your own. And if you found this video helpful, we invite you to share it with others who might benefit from it. Thank you for joining us on this journey of self-discovery and spiritual awakening.